Right, tell the other story that you totally believe this as a true story, don't you? The fella with the being killed.
Right, do you know how the other week we were talking about some fella who had his head cut off? And he said, when my head goes into the basket, I'm gonna blink a lot, see how many times I can blink.
But if you remember, when Carl first told me that, it was, I think it was Simon or, Nick that pointed out, he goes, no, that's not quite right, Carl. Carl told me that he had his head cut off, and when his head was in the basket, it looked up and said, count how many times I blinked.
Yeah,
but he believed that as well.
Yeah,
so he was happy with that.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
So yeah, a couple of weeks ago, there was a guy, he had his head cut off, and before he had it cut off, he'd said, I'm gonna blink to show that there's life after death, and
he did 32 blinks,
yeah,
right?
Sure.
So, you two were sort of putting that down the other week.
We were skeptical of that.
So, I looked again
on the internet?
At some other website.
Yep.
And there's a guy...
Sorry, it's the website, just to clarify, the website is the place where you bought that property on the moon, didn't you? Because it was a bargain.
Right. So, this guy...
Been gazumped.
Look, we'll see who's been gazumped when this world ends. I've got somewhere to go, right? And I know you'll be calling me up, saying, oh, can I come with you?
Haven't you got like 2 square foot?
No, I've got acres.
You're gonna have to stand deadly still on the moon in your 2 square foot.
I've got about 20
There's no place for Suzanne, it'll just be you. 12 off, love.
It's all those people with big heads and web feet that've been buying it all these years.
Well, listen, right.
Go on.
Anyway.
Play a record, tell us a story after it. We've been chatting for
sorry, Carl, no, there's no record.
Play a tune, we'll come back with this. What's this, another ghost story?
Let's play one of my favourite songs of all time, because I'm going on holiday and getting into a lovely, serene mood. Sorrento is probably from that. It's Neil Young, After the Gold Rush.
Beautiful. Still to come, that competition as well, look forward to that, Carl's quiz.
Yeah.
Well, I dreamed I saw the...
What an amazing track that is.
Tune, yeah.
Neil Young,
Dynamite.
After the Gold Rush. So go on, Carl, sorry, go on, Carl.
So let's take us back a few steps, Carl. What's the story?
Right, so I did some research. Right.
Let's just recap again. There was a guy you read about who had his head chopped off, he was guillotined.
Yeah.
He had said to the people around him, I am going to blink once I've had my head cut off to
so
show
the brain
that life,
can still...
or the brain can continue to work after death. Okay, so yeah, we queried that.
So you weren't having any of it?
Well, no, possibly for a few seconds, till the oxygen stops being fed to the cells because the blood has drained away. But, you know, nothing spectacular. So
right,
go on.
Well, along the similar sort of lines, right? This is quite a few years ago. This fella sort of upset the royal family doing something, right? So they said that this isn't good.
It wasn't Ben Alton at that Jubilee thing, was it?
I can't remember what it was, and they said, right,
that was terrible.
We're gonna cut your head off. You know, you gotta show people that you can't be doing what you've been doing.
What was this, the 1970s? When you say a couple of years ago, you mean maybe sort of...
Was it the olden days when the phones weren't very good?
Ages ago.
Yeah.
Ages ago, sure.
So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So...
Very philosophical.
Yeah, imagine that, when you watch News This was literally ages ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Simon Sharma's History of Britain.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and even before that, which is yonks before, when it was all mental and different. Sorry, Carl, go on.
So he's having his head cut off, and he's resigned to it.
It's a day before, he's kind of got it into his head now that I'm not gonna have my head, much longer.
Sure.
So he said, let's make use of this.
Yeah.
He said, I wonder how long, like, the body can stay alive without my head on it, right? So they were like, oh, I don't know. So,
who were?
So...
The jailers?
Whoever he was asking.
These jailers with one eye.
Yeah.
Get that time.
So he said,
no, wait a minute, I've got an interesting scientific experiment, jailer. Well, fair enough.
What is it?
So, he said, what I want to do, right, he said, you know, surely it's my last right, you know, I'm gonna be dead tomorrow. Sure. So, let's do a test.
He didn't draw it out this long, did he?
Yeah, he said, let's test this out, you know, he said, do us a favour. He said, you know, it's my last day, what I want you to do is, you're gonna cut my head off, let's put a white line on the floor.
Right. And
see if, you know, because there's no point asking how far he can sort of walk without an head if there isn't a line, because you don't know what to count. Do you know what I mean? If he loses his head and he's running around all over the place, you can't really count
that. That's not impressive enough, yeah.
So they said, let's make a white line.
Sure.
Yeah. Who said this? He did or they did?
I think they started to join in with him and saying, well, let's make this a...
Sure. You're guessing, go on.
So,
they got Norris McWhirter down. The Guinness people.
Oh. Yeah.
So they said, let's get this white line.
Yeah.
And,
dedication's all you need.
We'll do this tomorrow. And he said, alright, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah.
So
I'll see you in the morning. Night, sleep tight. Bye.
I love the fact that Carl knows exactly what was said. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, he doesn't know the story or what order it is in or when
but
it
he
was.
knows exactly what
or
was
he
said.
says what, but he knows the intricacies. Alright then, see you in the morning. Bye, little kissy. Oh, I'm not like that. Oh, you joker.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Yeah, anyway.
So he gets up.
Do you want a paper tomorrow? No, I'm alright. Go on.
He gets up and they say, right, you know, today's the day and that. And he said, well, you know, I've got used to the idea. So here's the white line for you.
Got used to the idea. Go on.
So they go, right, you ready then? And he said, I go on. And they cut his head off. And the body walked 32 steps without a head.
Wow.
32 steps.
Incredible.
And that's the lesson, really.
Did it get as far as it walked along the white line, did it?
Yeah, it stayed along the white line, did 32 steps, and then started to stumble a bit, and it just fell over.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was a test that your body can still keep alive for a little bit.
Yeah.
When you've lost your head.
Absolute twaddle. Absolute twaddle.
What do you reckon you can do then without an head? How many steps?
Nothing.
There'd be muscular spasm, right?
Yeah. It would twitch a bit.
It would, yeah. You could not distinctly take 32 steps. The body well, don't...
Yeah.
Is the doctor still on the line?
Yeah.
The fellow that bought 6 parrots.
Yeah.
And, you know, you could have
Incredible.
got 32 steps.
Right, so
A
you don't
beheaded
believe
man
that.
doing a bit of line dancing.
Right, you don't believe that, but something that you do believe that a cockroach can live a week without an head.
It can. Slightly different kettle of fish there.
Why?
Wow, insect to, human is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
That difference.
there's not that much difference in
Well, of
some
course there
insects. Do you know that a snake has a heart and lungs and kidneys and stuff?
Go on.
No, well, I'm just saying.
So?
You're making out as if, like, they're a totally different, like, being.
Species. I am making that up. I mean, call me old-fashioned.
Do you know what you're talking about now? I don't want you embarrassing yourself, Rick.
Yeah, I am suggesting they're totally different beings. Yeah, that is. Yeah. Now, Carl, the cockroach is a very different thing. The interesting there is that it lives without its head, because a lot of it's on. There's some of them are phototropic, chemotropic. Some of them just literally have irritation and muscle memory. I mean, they do have a central nervous system, but it's very different. So if you lose the head, it bypasses a lot of that anyway. All this is run around. The reason it dies is because it can't take on water. But it's very different to a man, right, having consciousness and then losing that, and the body still going, no, I think I remember what I was gonna do here.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna carefully
walk
walk
along the white line.
32 steps along this white line. Imagine just looking down going, oh, missed a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe the head was in the corner going, left!
Yeah.
Left! Left! Oh, he's now,
Well, let's just put it out. I mean, if anyone listening has maybe had a relative beheaded, maybe in a horrendous car accident, where they got up, maybe they went for a walk, they had a little chat before they passed
dear
on.
Carl.
Get in touch. You know,
Oh, Carl, you are my favourite being. You are my favourite species.
Now, you, Carl, may not be particularly different genetically from a cockroach. You are,
Why can
generally
cockroaches
speaking.
do that? Why whoever made them went...
Let's play a record.
Do you know when I told him this fact, I send him little facts on text messages just to inflame his, interest. I just sent him a cockroach can live 9 days without its head. He texted back, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
What's the point of
They're
that?
not doing experiments, these cockroaches.
It's a boring last week to have.
And he went, and on top of all that, you're thirsty. So it's the worst week of your life, isn't it? That week without your head.
Play a record.
Play a record, Carl.
Competition time next.
Oh. He's in corner, look at his little face. Look at his
You've
little
not heard
face.
Carl's competition.
Oh, he could live without an head. Air, don't be light. XFM 104.9, 5 to 2.
Absolutely.
Ricky Gervais with me,
Steve
Merchant, Smirch,
Smirch.
the Smirch,
The Smirch.
and the K-Man, KP, Karl Pilkington, the K-Man.
Pressing the buttons.
Yeah, see that in Heat this week
What was it?
about the campaign to stop Karl going back to Manchester. You know, because he's a miserable sort of northerner who goes, London's crap and I want to go back up north.
Yeah.
And I only need 40 quid a week to live up there like king and all that sort of
Yes.
rubbish. Right, well, Boyd from Heat, when we met him at the that award ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
And we were saying about, oh yeah, he really enjoys Karl. He's getting a lot of
people
people
love
like
him, people
Karl.
love him.
And I was going, oh yeah, but he's thinking of leaving. He's going, oh, start a campaign, and he did, and he put it in there. So the campaign. So write in if you like Karl. If you think he's really annoying, then we'll stop talking to him.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like him.
I love him.
Yeah. Our Freaks Electric, Richard X and the Sugar Babes on XFM 104.9. Well, nearly through. We've had a few laughs again, a
Yep.
few tears.
Absolutely, as always.
Oh, excuse me, don't be alarmed. I look quite frightening, but I'm merely a nice monster. I seem to have lost my way home. Could you direct me in the right direction?
Nice to meet you, yeah, Karl Pilkington.
Hi.
What's your name?
Why do you need to know my name?
Well, it might help me to find out where you come from.
Oh, my name's the Loch Ness Monster.
Okay, alright, give me a second. What was your name again?
Loch Ness Monster.
See, this is what I mean. When you came in, you're all over me. Like a rash.
Being nice to you.
Yeah. Gets towards the end, you get nasty.
It's the phone. Answer it. See who it is.
Can you give us a second, listeners? Just amuse yourselves for a moment. We're
Who
just
is it?
speaking to, Carl's just on the phone there, speaking to someone. We'll just, keep you abreast of who that is. The current time, it's, 10 to 3.
Wants to know if you're doing a live show somewhere tonight.
So, just a private call now, asking Ricky. if
I
he's
am,
performing
yeah.
Later.
But
Ricky, of
I
course,
don't want to
has
say it
appeared
now.
recently
on
television.
I
David
don't mind
Brent
one person.
in
I
the
just want
hit
to get that
sitcom
on
The
air.
Office, and often performs live at different venues around the
Yeah.
country.
Okay.
So while those two take care of business, all right, guys, have you finished that private call?
That was a mess.
Jeez, that was outrageous. You know you're a fan of Feng Shui, Karl, and you believe it's all true. I just run this one past you just on the off chance.
Yeah.
Because it may be that you change your opinion slightly.
Yeah.
Feng Shui teaches you to use your environment wisely.
Sure.
If your land and the surrounding area is undulating, it's said to house auspicious dragons. When land is flat and featureless, the dragon is missing and the land is said to be less auspicious.
Excuse me, they call me the Brixton Dragon.
Sure.
I seem to have lost my way. I know it's South London somewhere, but could you help me find my home?
What's your name?
Well, they call me the Brixton Dragon.
Right, where are you from?
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Aye.
Oh, the K-Man. So does that make you query it at all, the dragon?
I'm not into it that much.
Right,
I'm
sure.
just saying that if you have your head at one end of the bed rather than the other, it might make a difference to your night's sleep.
It's not so much Feng Shui though, is it, as sort of good advice? Generally. When you went home...
Don't sleep on the end of a spike near a cliff.
Good
I mean, that's good advice, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you went home and the house was full of women, why did you sleep on the sofa? Why did you not pop upstairs and sort of...
Into a warm bed.
Yeah, with a woman. Were they dressed, or... Does your brother still sort of have those kind of parties, or...?
I haven't seen him for years.
Sure. Where's he
really?
living now?
I don't know.
Okay.
What's his name?
Mark.
He's not known as like Moss Side Mark.
Because that could be a clue.
10 Dawlish Road Mark.
He's never out of prison long enough to get a nickname.
Hey,
Really?
steady on, it's getting a bit heavy, isn't it?
God, is this what's motivated a lot of your anxiety?
Yeah.
The hair loss, that sort of thing?
We always go a little bit too far, don't we?
A little bit dark at the end of the show.
I know. Well, it's, well,
Do a
sorry about
request
that.
then for Pete.
Oh, Pete wanted a little bit of Muse. Yeah, if Pete wants it. I mean, I'm not a big fan. I don't mind Muse. I've still not got over them doing that, summertime song. What was it called?
Nina Simone cover, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, let's not bring the show down.
No.
Let's play Muse, and then we'll be
Pete
pretty
in
much
South
finished.
Kensington. Plug in, baby.
Let's enjoy it.
Clinic. Walking with Thee. So that's Feng Shui.
That's Feng Shui sorted.
We've given away donutters. We've talked a little bit about band names today. We've more insight into Karl's psyche. Now you during that record you said, we knock everything." You saw something about the Bermuda Triangle, didn't you? That
Yeah, when I talked about Ghost, you sort of just, because you don't believe in it. I think it's because you're scared of it, to be honest, and you can't admit to understanding it and
Sure.
actually believing in it.
Sure.
Thing on last night, Steve,
Yes.
Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know much about that?
Mainly the song
Yeah.
by... What was his name?
What's his name?
Bermuda Triangle, where people disappear.
No,
Bermuda Triangle.
What's his
don't
name?
go near.
No, Barry
Barry
Manilow.
Manilow.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the lyrics? Bermuda Triangle, where people disappear. Bermuda Triangle, don't go near.
Yeah.
I shouldn't really make a joke out of it.
No, you're right. Go on.
But what it is, right? There's a program saying what it's about. What do you know about it?
As I say, mainly from what Barry's told me, but certainly planes and various boats have gone missing within the Bermuda Triangle.
Planes.
Yeah, but obviously that documentary didn't explore
He
it.
learned a lot about that. For that. I learned a lot about American history through "We Didn't Start the Fire" by Billy Joel.
Again, most of my knowledge of the sort of Tsarist Russia comes from
Rasputin by Boney M.
Well, listen.
Yeah, he was the lover of the Russian queen.
They put some poison into his wine.
Yeah, yeah. They shot him till he was dead.
Yeah.
Which is, go on.
Right, well, this,
oh, those
right?
Russians.
Sort of bit of an earthquake in the sea.
Sure.
Lets out methane gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And apparently, if you were swimming out in the sea,
Yeah.
and there was like an earthquake and some methane came out, you can't swim in it, you just sink.
Okay.
Even if you're a good swimmer.
What happens if you're two lads from your school, and they
big heads.
Yeah, that's like a buoy. So you can
work.
see them a mile off,
No,
and their webbed hands would get them into shore.
Because they did actually say, even if you're wearing a life jacket, if the water's full of methane, right?
You just sink.
You just sink. So what it's saying is, boats have gone across the sea, got a load of methane in the sea, and the boat just sinks.
Right. What about the planes?
Is it them sort of planes with little sort of floaty things
Could
on?
be.
That'll be the sort they've landed in the sea.
Right.
And methane's coming.
Well, sorry, Carl. What did the documentary say? Not I imagine.
Yeah, your hypothesis might be one
Yeah.
thing.
What did they say on the
They
documentary?
didn't cover that bit. They didn't
cover the planes.
They didn't do the planes.
Something else they said about it though.
Go on.
Loch Ness, the monster,
Sure.
probably doesn't exist.
Okay.
What it is,
Interesting. Hold on. Interesting. Oh, interesting.
Is-
What they thought the Loch Ness probably didn't exist.
Curious viewpoint.
Hold on. What proof have they got for that, Carl? How can they go around saying stupid things like that?
it's methane,
Right.
Again, in Loch Ness.
and people have seen. What's the lake it's in?
Loch Ness.
Loch Ness.
Yeah.
It being the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it lives. That's how it finds its way home.
That's
You're
certainly
never
the
gonna
clue.
learn.
Yeah,
If you get again, Carl, that's the clue.
Yeah, if it's go, and it's if it's wondering, it goes, excuse me, would you know where I'm being the Loch Ness monster? Where would I be gone? Oh, you'd be going to the Loch Ness if that's your home. It's way over there, you
So
big
anyway,
monster, you.
So the bubbles from the
Sure.
methane bubble up out of the water.
Yeah.
People think, oh god, it's a monster's head. But it's not, it's just water sort of shooting up because of the bubbles.
Well, that's two of the great mysteries of the universe solved by Karl P on a Saturday afternoon.
That is
Right.
fantastic. So that makes me think a lot of things. So when mediums are sort of like going, oh, I've got something coming through. Do you think they are exhaling a lot of methane gas, and thus making them not think straight? Do you think everything's down to methane gas? Do you think that all the mysteries of the universe are down to methane gas, Carl? What did it say in the documentary you saw?
About what?
What was the budgie happy? We know that budgie was sad. Was it in a room? Because they used to take canaries down the mines, didn't they? They used to take canaries down the mines, they'd smell the methane, and then the budgie would be happy.
I'm not going to teach you anymore.
Play a record.
The long and winding
Should we introduce this, shouldn't I?
Go on then.
Oh, it's Beatles, Long and Winding Road.
Smooth. Are we getting paid for this?
and winding road.
We're fantastic.
Go on then, back announce it, Carl, it's yours, go on.
That's Mark Bean Blade there with a bootleg.
And what's it called? You called it something, haven't you? You cleverly called it something. What did you call it?
Nick this record one more time.
Good, very
Like
good.
that.
Karl Pilkington there breaking all kinds of copyright rules.
Now, coming up, we're going to be talking a little bit of Feng Shui, the art of moving things around so it's better.
The ancient oriental art of rearranging your living room.
Yeah, the ancient art of don't sit near a window
Exactly.
because you won't get any money for it. And we've got a book.
Well, we've been exploring Feng Shui for our own amusement.
Yeah, and we're going to be reading some great things.
This is just good. It's good, solid Feng Shui advice for us.
I mean, what do you need to know? I mean, just keep those questions coming to life. If you've got any question for Carl, don't forget, that's an ongoing thing. Anything in the world, any question, personal problems, philosophies, on like, it can be out of the, just ask Carl. If you want, just ask Carl. Okay? Alright, Carl, you're up for that, aren't you?
Yeah, that's
And you give your honest opinion, won't you? Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we give away, donuters?
Oh, it's been won. Who's won it, Carl?
Scott, Hammond.
Scott
well
Evans.
done.
Well done, Scott.
He'll be loving that. He's probably gonna have a party, especially to play Donuters.
We've had a number of right answers, but I'm afraid Scott's the winner. And the question, of course, was which famous American comedian was heavily involved in the production of the film The Elephant Man? It was, of course, Mel Brooks.
Surprising.
And he's got a company called Brooks Films.
Our first person that called in, I think he was a bit confused. He said, "Is it testicles?"
Yeah, yeah.
When what? The producer went, testicles.
What was that illness years ago? Right, there was a couple of lads at our school
Oh, yeah.
had really big heads
Right.
and webbed fingers.
And webbed fingers.
And
Sorry, wait. Were that? Hold on. Did you find him in a pond? Did they used to be little tadpoles?
no,
Carl, you're not
seriously.
confusing your past with an old episode of
No,
Doctor
no.
Who, are you?
What were they called? These two?
Oh, I didn't mix with them.
Right.
It was just like... Of
course not.
There was nobody thought anything of it at school. Cause
No,
it was like,
sure.
You used to it.
Yeah. It's the North.
There goes the creature from the Black Lagoon again.
yeah. He's late.
Brilliant at trigonometry.
He's late for double maths.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I didn't think anything of
What
it.
is it called? What is the disease called where two fellas, are they
Not even related.
rubbish?
Not related.
Were you near a nuclear power station when you were growing up?
Yeah,
You weren't really?
yeah.
God, this explains so much.
This has got
Well,
a
I
bit
don't
heavy.
think that's it.
Hey, talking of enormous heads,
Yeah.
you were at the Pop Idol final, weren't you, Rick? You went
Yeah.
down there just because obviously Rick's a huge fan of Pop Idol. He wanted to be there. He wanted to
Yeah.
give his support.
Quite seriously, there was no irony there. We were
Yeah, he
having a
genuinely
great
is a
time.
fan of it. And he was. You sort of had photos taken with various people,
Yeah,
didn't
of
you? Because
course.
you were a bit drunk and you wanted to have a
Yeah.
memento of it. And it's obviously
Yeah.
a picture of you with Fat Man Rick Waller.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the best one is a picture of Ricky and his girlfriend with Dr. Fox.
Yeah.
Whose head
It's twice the size of mine.
any other head. It's quite remarkable. I
He's
don't know how
like
they
a
make it-
barrel. He's a lovely bloke, and he was really nice to meet him and everything. But and he looks like an immaculate tan. And he's always happy, and he's
It
just
looks
really
on the
good.
picture. It looks like someone you might see in a carnival who's built a huge papier-mâché head, and it's just we're like Frank Sidebottom, just sort of walking down the road. It's just incredible.
Dr. Fox didn't used to go to your school, did he? He used to hang around with a mate. They were great swimmers. They were brilliant swimmers. Oh God.
Have we got another song lined up?
Yeah. What are we gonna play?
Bit of Pheromonge.
Bit of who?
Pheromonge.
Let's hear it. Right, Rockbusters. What have you got for us, Carl?
Right. There we go then. 3 clues,
Dig
3
us out of
cryptic clues, couple of initials. Email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Win some stuff. Do you want to go through the
prizes?
stuff? You get them.
You're
I'll
definitely
read-
improving yourself as weeks go on. We've got a 3 CD set of the best of Inspiral Carpets. How they've strangled it over 3 CDs, I've no idea.
Yeah, I know.
Extraordinary. A number of other CDs, all of which are okay, plus a T-shirt and a copy of Marion and Jeff Series 1 on DVD. Not bad at all in an XFM bag.
Well, he's noticed X-Men 2 isn't there because it's not out yet, but it is at the cinema. So I think Hayley should go with what's his name.
Shut up.
Okay.
Right, go on, Carl.
Right, the clues are, clue 1. Oh, they're having problems. They haven't got any-
this is
Right, brilliant. Rockbusters. This is what we've
I
been
know.
in for.
I tell you what. I think Foxy was really soft on us. I think he's. Oh, go on.
This is what we're tuning in for. Okay, so this clue
Go
1 again.
So go on.
This is brilliant. Come on. This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? It's class.
Come on, Carl. Don't worry about him. He doesn't. He doesn't understand radio, Carl. I heard his show before we had us. He was doing it. It sounded just like Dr. Fox.
Yeah.
Right,
Go on.
Clue 1. They're having problems. They haven't got any rice.
Say it again and say it like it's written down. Right. Say it like it's like you're reading it as opposed to making it up as you go along. I know you are, but say it again because all the ums and ahs people think are integral.
They're having problems.
Do it again.
They're having problems. They haven't got any rice left.
Different. A cryptic clue every word. That's the matter. I
And
love that.
what's the initial?
CC.
CC, and the clue again.
They're having a few problems in that. Because they haven't got any rice left.
Different every time. Go on, that's number 1.
Second one, the Geordie fella doesn't know what he's been charged for.
Okay, and what's the initials there?
BW.
Oh,
The Geordie fella doesn't know what he's being charged for.
right.
And the final one, if he had 2 bricks and he had to throw them at 2 women, right?
Stop! You've got to go through this without going, right? Oh, yeah, just do it again. Just say it again. Think what you're going to say, then say it.
I had 2 bricks.
Oh, no, it was if I had before.
Well, I've got a
Stop it a minute. Stop, because I'm going to burst. Right, Carl, work out what you're going to say and say it. Right.
Okay, just calm down. Can we just everyone calm down?
Okay, right.
I had 2 bricks to throw at 2 women, and I didn't hit either of them.
Right, okay.
The initials MM. Right, so
Okay.
quickly again. They haven't got any
I've
rice.
got that! I've got that, and it's brilliant! That is a brilliant one!
Okay.
Right? They've run out of rice, they've got problems on their hands. CC. Right? The second one, Geordie fella doesn't know what he's being charged for. Right? BW. And I had 2 bricks to throw at 2 women. Didn't hit any of them. Right? That's MM. Email in, Nicky.Gervais@XFM.
Blockbusters. The
Rockbusters.
results in... Sorry. Oh, what a giveaway. Oh, no, embarrassing. I've given it away. Straight into monkey news. Go on then.
So, yeah, Rockbusters, what were the clues?
Right, the clues were, the first one was, they're running out of rice, so they've got problems. That was CC. That was China crisis. Right?
Okay, yeah, if they ran out of rice in China, it would be a crisis, fair enough.
Second one, the Geordie fella doesn't know what he's being charged for. Right? That was Bill Wyman.
Brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant.
And the third one, I had 2 bricks to throw at 2 women, and I didn't hit either of them. That was Mr.
Mister.
I let him up. Those were alright, those.
That's extraordinary.
Depeche Mode, I Feel Loved, on XFM 104.9. It's about 17 minutes past 1 on
Could I
this
just-
Saturday.
Go on.
Will never interrupt me when it's going that well.
Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking there.
That was my record. That was about 4 or 5 sentences.
True. I
They
don't
had
know what I was thinking. I was
semantics,
bored of it.
syntax, there was capital letters, full stops,
Yeah.
grammar,
You didn't
everything.
even get the time out, did you? What
Why?
time was it? Quick, what time was it? I interrupted,
17
sorry, I
minutes
should have.
past.
I was so eager.
1. XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais. With me,
Steve
Smirch,
Merchant. Smirch.
and the K-Man.
The K-Man, we're all giving ourselves nicknames now.
Yeah.
Can I just clear something up? This is only a very, very personal thing. Lots of people who listen to the show that I've spoken to, friends of friends and stuff, they think that I'm the guy that plays Gareth in The Office, because my voice is obviously very similar.
It couldn't be further than the truth.
That's so not the case. If anyone's listening, they
Couldn't
think
be
it's
further
me.
than the truth. It
I
could be
don't
like
want
a
to take
table
credit
playing
for
it.
Mackenzie's performance. That's a guy called Mackenzie Crook. He's a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen his performance. It's not me. Admittedly, he has loosely based his accent for the character on my accent, because obviously it's a comical accent. We all admit that.
Yeah.
We'll agree with that. But that's it. That's where the similarity ends.
Yeah.
All
Mackenzie's
right.
a good-looking fellow, isn't he?
He's a good-looking lad.
I mean, that's not
You're not
a
digging me. I know,
No.
because you're saying I'm a good-looking guy as well. You're just
You're-
saying we're two differently good-looking guys.
Yeah, Carl, it's all people are all different looks. I mean, you could say Brad Pitt's good looking, but then you could say George Clooney's good looking, and they're both great looking blokes. They don't look alike.
Exactly.
So for me to say Steve and Mackenzie aren't alike, Mackenzie's a good looking fella.
Exactly.
You know,
just mean
if you
that-
look
it
at
just
the
says I'm
Venn
a good-looking guy in a
diagram
different way.
there, they weren't mutually exclusive. There would be a crossover of good lookingness.
Yeah,
and
I'm
that
in
means-
that pool with Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
Wow.
Well, it's quite a big pool, Rick, and I'm in there, certainly with them.
Yeah. Not. Yeah.
I mean, I'm in one of those Venn diagram circles.
You are. Yeah. You're over this one. See what's in there?
I noticed that's a separate one, floating off from all the others.
Yeah. Lizards and parrots.
Ah, right.
Okay,
Right.
so
it's
what-
good to be included in something, though. It's good to be part of a gang, Carl. That's very important.
Yeah.
And if that's cleared up,
Depeche Mode
Good.
there, and I Feel Loved. Who'd have thought Depeche Mode would have been that huge? I think I've seen little lads from Basildon with little plinky plonky sound. I thought that'd be it. They'd be like Visage or something. That'd be it. And now they're stadium rock fillers. They're
Yeah.
huge. They conquered America. He went through some hard times. He came out the other way. And well done.
but see, I think what you just said there is a very good example of why they are and why certain other bands aren't. Because if you think about it, for me, you see, whenever I think of a band name, if I see a new band's come along or whatever, I always use a very simple test, which is, can you imagine that you're the announcer at a huge event? Maybe it's like broadcasting around the world, like Live Aid or
Nelson
something.
Mandela
or it's a
concert.
Nelson Mandela Freedom concert.
Yeah.
And you can imagine someone
He's there. He's there.
And Nelson's there.
Yeah,
Everyone's
with the
there.
Spice Girls.
Oh, they're all there. But you can imagine someone saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Depeche Mode."
Yeah.
Ladies and
The
gentlemen,
Rolling
please-
Stones. The Who.
Exactly. But you can't imagine someone saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Visage."
Ladies and
Sorry.
gentlemen, will you please welcome our headline act? Welcome Idlewild.
Exactly. Ladies
does-
and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Ned's Atomic Dustbin. It doesn't. You know what I mean? You just know
The
that
Levelers!
some bands aren't going to make it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mega City 4! You know what I mean? It's
So it's just a simple test. We'd like you to do that at
if
home.
you're thinking of starting a band, or you've just named your band, you're just beginning, just phone in, tell us, or email in, tell us what your band name is, and we will use that simple test.
And we will do the test. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage
the Franken Walters!
Jimmy Eat World.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Cooper Temple Claws! I don't think it's going to happen for those lads.
Here's a good
It's
one.
a simple test, anyway, but
100 reasons, please welcome to the stage. 100 reasons.
100 reasons I think would work quite well. I'm just going to give the email address, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Reasons, if I could.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage, Pop Will Eat Itself! Carl, have you got like a sound effect or something of like, get the atmosphere
Cheering.
we're going to test?
Cheering. We'll seek it out with.
Have you got something there? Have a look on there. I'm just looking in the NME, for the kind of forthcoming gigs of the smaller known bands, and it might be a useful place to just begin the
Ladies and gentlemen, peoples around the world, will you please welcome to the stage, Chumba Awamba!
Have you got a sound effect? Have you got one? Nice, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage, the Parkinsons! Playing in Leicester this week, so I look forward to that.
That's a good plug, isn't it?
Let me see who else.
If anyone wants to pop down to Leicester to see the Parkinsons.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Cyclefly!
Okay.
Oh, there's a genuine one here. This is someone. Simon's emailed and he says, "Will you just test this name for us?" Okay, Carl, if you can, there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage, Coach? Not utterly convinced.
No,
it's not too
I
bad.
know.
It's not. Too
I'm worried about the sound effect. We start to sound like Chris Moyles or something. When we play a sound
He's a
effect.
top broadcaster. Everyone loves him.
Losing weight as well.
He is hilarious. funny man. Just there's one more coming here. I'll just check this one.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome, this is Chris in Oxford, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, Meanwhile Back in Communist Russia.
Is that a band?
I assume so.
I assume it's his band,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Well, how does he listen to us in, hold on, though, this is only local radio. How does he listen to us in Oxford?
Well, if only there was some kind of digital format that he could listen via the web net.
What is
Carl,
it?
What is
Can do
the,
that.
What is it?
What?
how does he listen in Oxford?
You can listen on Sky Digital,
Go on.
channel 864,
Lovely.
864. Yeah.
and
On the
on the
internet?
web,
Yeah.
Okay, what would that web address be?
xfm.co.uk.
Sure.
Click on the audio,
Yep.
and you get XFM 10 seconds behind it actually happened.
Perfect.
Just out of interest, what's the point of saying that if they can't sort of get us in London to listen to that, because they won't be, and they're either in London, so they won't go through this nonsense, or they're in Leicester, and they can't hear us saying Sky
Yeah,
Digital.
we haven't thought that through at all.
And
Because you might work in London for a bit, and then have
go back and spread the word.
and like leave,
Go back and spread the word. Disciples.
move back to Leicester,
Yeah.
tell your mates.
Yeah. Soon,
any number of combinations.
Soon, XFM is the most listened to radio station in Britain.
Yeah.
What we need is people on Radio 2 to give it a plug every day.
That'd be ideal.
Yeah, or Radio 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any of the big rivals. Virgin.
Yeah.
I mean, we've often plugged Virgin. It was a good station.
105.8 Virgin Radio London.
Great station. Really good station.
Hard 106.2.
Lovely.
You're listening to Magic 105.4.
Are you getting quite a lot of voiceover work now, aren't you?
I am. Yeah.
That's not.
I've stopped all that though.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's all right. It
You
was
know.
good.
Well, I'm all right now. I've got a bit of money.
Classic 60s bands. I've just suddenly. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome to the stage the Scaffold?
Oh, the Scaffold. You
remember
picked
the
a-
Scaffold, Carl?
You picked the lead singer looks a bit like him, but you know whose brother that is in the Scaffold, don't you? Mike McGear. Do you know whose brother that is?
What?
Do you remember the
The
Scaffold? They did.
Scaffold. Yeah, I remember
We'll
the
drink a drink to Lily the Pink, the
And
Pink, the
didn't they
Pink,
do
the
that?
Oh,
The Roses
human
advert as well?
Yeah. Thank you very much for the entry. Iron. Do you know whose brother that is?
Whose brother? The lead singer?
No, the Mike McGear in it. Sort of one of the main men in it.
He's one of the songwriters in
McGear. No,
the
I don't.
Scaffold.
Paul McCartney.
You're
Is he?
joking.
Yeah,
I didn't realise that.
yeah. That's Paul McCartney's brother. Think Think of that when they go home for Christmas. So I think Lily the Pink was what, about 1970?
Yeah. It was number 1, wasn't it? Christmas number 1?
Yeah, big number 1, yeah. I don't know if it was Christmas number 1. Two Little Boys was 1969, last...
No, it definitely was number 1.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was
Scaffold
Christmas
was.
number 1.
It was, because I remember I did it in
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they go home at Christmas, and Mrs. McCartney goes, "All right, boys, how are you, Paul? How are you doing?" "I'm just starting a new band called Wings." "Yeah, oh yeah, so this is Linda." "All right, sit down." "Mike, what are you doing?" "Just had number 1." "Brilliant, round of applause." "How many number 1s do you have, Paul?" 19. "Still, we know what we like, don't we?"
We'll drink the human race.
Paul goes, "Wow, if you want to." The long and winding...
Boring! We'll drink
Wow.
Linda, do you want to be in the Scaffold? We're probably going to go on tour and stuff. I know you love it. Well, I quite like it. Yeah, we'll drink.
You're not going to be in Wings if you're going to play with him.
Well, I got make a tricky decision. I mean, that's a great song. Everyone's loving it. It's Christmas number 1.
What are you doing eating his bacon?
Well, I love it.
You don't eat bacon.
Yeah, but I love the music. He's a great guy.
Stop it! What are you doing?
Well, I just, I love the music. We'll drink.
No!
No, you don't.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so... Oh, shut up.
Thank you very much for that.
Aintree Iron.
Oh, imagine that, because imagine how different going, well, you've had 19 number 1s. I mean, it can be a matter of time. Yeah, if things stay like this with the Scaffold, I'm going to rule the 70s.
Yeah, if things that carry on going like they're going now, the Scaffold, ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome
to the stage, Beck.
Oh, nice one. Dandy Warhols. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Dandy Warhols.
There you are, it's never going to
That sounds like Levellers crossed with Wonder Stuff.
Rubbish, isn't it, really? I mean, it's fine, it's chirpy.
It's a nice old song, but it's just, it's not...
It's that thing of it's just not essential. You just don't really need it in your life. If it never occurred, you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you know what Carl just said?
Go on.
Were you listening?
Not really.
He looked out the window, and he looked at me, and he was looking at me, and I looked over at him, and he said, "See, now's... That would be good to die now." Like, what? He went, "That weather, that would be good to die." And I said, "Of what?" He went, "Old age."
Yeah.
What's going on up there?
He's a philosopher, Rick.
He is,
He's on a different plane to
You can't
us.
just say it like that. The other week, I came in when it was really miserable, and I said to you, "God, can you imagine dying today?"
Yeah.
Because
Whereas today you feel it would be a much better day to die because it's bright.
The curtains open, sun shining. It's like...
I mean, you'd still be a bit angsty about the dying thing, wouldn't you? I mean, I don't suppose that would be alleviated.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll still be broadcasting, when one of us reaches that happy moment, and we can check.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot of emails, Rick, coming in about band names. I think a lot of people are going wrong for a simple reason. They think it's funny to have an ironic band name.
Yeah.
They think it's a bit comical, and I just don't think there's any great bands that have had a comical name that have made it into stadium filling.
What was that band? Where's Me Jumper? What were they called?
I don't know what they were called. I mean, the obvious example of one that was never going to make it internationally.
Splodgeness Abounds? Splodgeness Abounds?
No.
I like them, though.
Splodgeness Abounds.
Splodgeness Abounds, they were great.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Carter the Unstoppable Sex Machine.
USM.
These are some of the ones we've had emailed in. These are bands, obviously, that haven't made it so far, and I don't think they will. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, The Lazy Birds. Nope.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, The Paperclips.
That's not a real band.
That's what someone sent in.
I remember, yeah, but no band name is weirder than the others, and also you grow into it. I mean, the Stones and the Beatles are iconic because they are iconic bands.
What you think you'll grow into? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shuttle Rock. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Treehouse Casino. I don't think they're gonna...
That's just made up!
Well, possibly.
Well, they all are,
but they all
obviously.
Are. But my point is, people say there's no logic to band names, but if you think a band name like the Smiths, that's genius.
It is,
It sums up everything that band is about, the kind of... They're capturing that mediocre world of grim up northness,
My favourite, Sonic Youth.
Sonic Youth is genius.
Nirvana.
These are incredible band names, so there is some logic to it. I genuinely believe. It's not just arbitrary words.
What about
The
Madness?
Cure. The Cure.
Madness sounds rubbish, but they're good, aren't they?
Yeah, but again, they were never going to be... They were never going to be world beaters.
But they were a comical band, essentially.
Yeah,
they were a knees-up party band, and Madness is fine for that.
But they had some great songs as well, and then it sort of turned it all, because then...
I mean, Rick, I don't know how many members...
Not Home Today is a great song, and
this is from an email. I don't know how many members of the band there are in Chimney Factory, but if there's 5 people, who decided? Have they all agreed? Yeah, that's the best name
Do you know
we
what
can
I
come up
decided? Dell.
Right.
Well, he started the band and they rehearsed round his house. So Dale went, look, it's called Chimney Factory because my granny used to run it. They go, all right, Dale, but it's not. I've got some other. But no, it's called Chimney Factory.
I own the van and the amps.
Has Paperclips gone? There's a band in Leicester called Paperclips. We can't. We just argue over that forever.
Anyway, just all I'm saying is think before you name your band, all right? Because it's never going to happen if you've got a comical band name.
There was a feminist band called Clitoris All Sorts, which is quite good, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but you laugh and then you just think, oh.
Yeah.
You know, I'm never going to have that on my T-shirt. Imagine that. Clitoris All Sorts.
It's that time of the day now, talking of that.
Yep.
Song for the Lovers.
Sure, it's beautiful.
Now, Steve, I mean, I will play great old tunes till the cows come home. We got to give them a little bit of Dandy Warhols and Air and Athlete. I know that, and they're great, they're good, right? But, I wanted to play a Cat Stevens song, but I thought I'd better not, because I've, play that a little bit. And we quite like resurrecting old reputations, don't we? People like Elton John who had bad faces, or David Bowie.
People whose names now are largely laughed at in the serious rock
or people
circles.
that people might not have considered. I thought Cat Stevens, oh no, Rod Stewart, I thought.
Was he Rod Stewart? Many people now are thinking of the leopard hot pants and the ludicrous
Do You
hair.
Think
They're
I'm
thinking,
Sexy and all those sort of awful stadium sort of disco things, but he wrote beautiful tracks from Maggie May through, and I thought, hold on, two birds with one stone. What about a Rod Stewart song written by Cat Stevens?
wow. Is there such a thing?
The first cut is the deepest.
Let's hear it, Rick.
On this album as well is The Killing of George. Georgie Part 1 and 2, remember? About the gay bloke. Georgie Boy was gay, I guess. His favourite song. Carl's favourite song.
Yeah.
Right? And I was going, oh yeah, I remember that, yeah. I said about, and I said, did not intend to take his life, he just pushed it when he gets mugged and killed. Do you know what he said?
Go on.
I was sitting outside, I was singing, and he went, well, as I said, they go out too late.
They go out too late?
He meant gay people go out too late. He went, no, they do. I went, what do you mean? He said, well, they're always out, they go out when people are coming home. He said, if he'd have been in bed by 10, he'd still be alive today.
That's a sobering lesson,
And he went,
Carl.
there's one that works here, and he's shattered every Monday.
Oh, if you're gay and you're listening, just be in bed earlier. Go
Yeah.
out when sensible people go out.
Yeah.
You're right, we're not on the continent, Carl, is your point?
If you're gay and you're not in bed by 10, go home.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
First cut is the deepest, Rod Stewart.
Song for the
Feeder, come back around. XFM, 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. I asked Karl in the week, right, what animal would he never trust? Even if he got to know it and it was a pet and everything, what animal would he never trust? What was it?
Was this a wasp?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you trust a wasp, Carl?
I just think that
They're shifty?
all other animals, if you get them at an early age, you can sort of make them like you.
You can train them.
A wasp,
Nothing.
never.
Is there anything do you think there's anything you could do that would kind of win the favour and win the trust of a wasp? What would you have to do you think?
What if you had it from a little grub?
Yeah.
And you fed it, he had its favourite marmalade.
It doesn't affect it though, does it? A bee dies, doesn't it, if it does it, so it's not gonna, like, use it willy-nilly.
That's easy for you to say.
But a wasp, I
Do you,
wouldn't
what, you think they sting arbitrarily? They just sting for the fun of it? They're like sort of like delinquent insects? Or
I
delinquent
think so, because
crickets,
last
yeah.
night, right, I mean, this is part of educating Ricky in a way, but something I learnt last night was that tarantulas only bite you if you annoy it.
Right.
They don't, do you know how people say, oh, if you're in a sleeping bag living in a jungle, a spider will get in there and it'll bite you?
Yeah.
Apparently not, you've got to really annoy it. The thing that it really hates is having its leg sort of twisted.
It hates having his leg twisted. Right.
Yeah, but that's more for...
Is that what they said in the documentary?
No,
actually said, this is a voice
Almost certainly not, Steve. Almost certainly
Were you watching
not.
a documentary?
No, I was reading it.
Oh, you're reading it.
And, it was this guy...
Was it scrawled on the wall in like a public toilet?
No, I'll tell you. I'll tell you more about that later.
Oh,
It's
right,
part
I'm
of
looking
the,
forward
thing.
Educating Ricky.
So if you
Part of
don't
the
trust the evil wasp, what animal do you trust? What's your favourite?
Well, I
animal?
also, I said to him, right, supposing your mind, right, your mind got put into any animal, right, and you've got to get from where you are now, right, to Glasgow, right, as an animal, right, but the authorities will be looking out for it.
Okay.
And it's shooting you, right? And, what, you went through loads, didn't you?
I was thinking about it it must have took me about an hour.
So your mind has been put into an animal.
And then, yeah, so it's you in this animal thinking you've got to get to somewhere.
But the authorities know you're in the animal?
Yeah, maybe your body is in Glasgow or something, and you've got to get this animal to get to you so it can transfer its mind back into your body.
But the government knows that I'm...
Oh, we've all had that conversation.
So the government's going, Carl can't have his own brain back.
I only have it with Carl, don't I, these conversations? Go on, yeah.
So you're on the way.
So think about it, you think about it just for a second, so let's recap. Your body's in Scotland.
Right.
He's the only one that takes my question seriously.
Your brain is in London, right?
Yeah.
And there's like loads of security and stuff looking out in the sky for animals, or looking on the field, seeing what's looking a bit suspicious. Trying to get to your body.
And they're shooting
the brain, and they're shooting everything and killing all the animals. What thing would you pick to get your brain to Scotland that wouldn't get caught? And I reckon I've got the answer.
A wasp?
No, because think about it, a lot of people get irritated if it sort of wanted to get a lift in a car going down the motorway. If someone's driving there's a wasp in the car, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, sure.
Cause a right accident.
Yeah.
So think of something that people wouldn't, you know.
And the clock's ticking as well.
You're taking this really very seriously,
yeah,
haven't you, Carl?
you've only got a couple
You've given this a lot of thought, haven't you? You have.
Yeah.
So, something with speed.
Yeah, it's
something
got
that can travel quite speedily.
Well,
that's...
Yeah. Well,
and something that's also inconspicuous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the sort of thing that's what you're doing?
Yeah.
And is it a creature that's native to this country?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
I've got no idea, Carl. What you think?
Tell him.
A flea.
A flea?
Tell him why.
Think about it. Right, this flea, it's got my brain. It's dead small, the flea.
Thanks for clearing that up.
Yeah.
And so it goes, right, I've got to get to Scotland. So it jumps on someone who's going to Euston Station.
Right.
They don't know it's there.
No.
The government can't see it.
Can't see it, Steve! Think of that statement! Think of you just tuned in.
Yeah.
Now,
people get on the train, goes to Glasgow or Edinburgh, wherever in Scotland it is. It jumps off, it goes right, jumps on someone else who's going the way it needs to go, gets there, still no one's seen it, jumps on me, I get my brain back.
Yeah.
The government are like, phew.
And you feel confident that your brain would fit in that of a flea's?
Well, you said there was no problem with the size of it. You said you could...
there certainly wouldn't be.
So...
No.
I pretty much you could download everything you know into a flea.
Yeah.
So that's genius.
Yeah.
That's,
what would
good
you rather
thinking.
have, right? Roller skate feet, and there's little wheels, right? Chopstick hands. Yeah? Instead of hands, chopsticks instead of hands, wheels instead of feet,
Yeah.
right? Or acne.
How big are the wheels?
Can I take you guys back to the old school? Do you mind if we take it back to the old school?
Well, yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna lay on me?
No, I just maybe a bit of a De La Soul.
Yeah,
Is that a problem? Is it a problem going back to the old school?
No,
'Cause
no,
I'm not, we don't need to go. If you don't
As
want
long as it's vinyl shit.
it is indeed. Slam it on.
I never went. There we go.
Have you ever read the White Van Man column in The Sun, Carl?
seen it,
Are you familiar with this? This is where every day in The Sun they interview a guy who drives a white van, just, you know, in order to get the kind of voice of the man on the street in the paper. And he has to answer, or just give his opinions, really, on events that have made the news each week. Just thought we could maybe throw some of these at you, Carl.
Go on.
Because we know to see what your views are.
Yeah.
So, just the first thing that comes to your mind, the sort of your initial reaction to each of these.
Top all things, but you don't need to know about them. It's just your philosophy on it.
Yeah,
so
just your views.
You know, yeah.
I have had a few days off this week, remember, so I don't know what's going on in the world.
Yeah, I mean, you stayed in London, though, didn't you?
Yeah,
You didn't bury yourself, did you?
I normally see the news, but I didn't this week.
Okay. So, what was your view on Will Young beating Gareth Gates in the final of Pop Idol?
Don't like him. You know what I was thinking about when I was watching it all the way through?
Yeah.
How he looks like he's got a wire coat hanger in his gob. That sort of...
Right.
Again, it's radio, Carl.
Radio.
It's a great
The
face.
funny face you're pulling doesn't
Yeah,
translate.
and, a radio.
And that's a problem for you, is it?
And just the way he's from a really rich family. I opened up the paper on the Monday or something, and it had like how he went to a posh school and he's got loads of money already.
Yeah.
It's just a bit...
Key. Well, no, what's the second
All right.
question?
There have been huge rises in street crime, especially muggings and carjackings. What's your view there?
More youth clubs are needed, aren't they?
You think more youth clubs?
I like that.
No? Okay.
I like that because it's so 1950s.
Yeah,
it's sort of like you want a bobby on the beat that'll clip
Yeah.
you around the ear.
So once they've come
Is
out of
it-
national service,
Yeah! No, I love that. And if you find someone smoking a wood bomb, you make them smoke 50.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is great. That is great.
Did you used to go to youth clubs,
Yeah.
and they kept you out of trouble?
You used to get into a fight afterwards when
Sure.
you came out.
But for the sort of hour and a
It was
half you were
alright.
there,
You had a bit of pool and some boxing and a bit of pop.
Yeah.
so more youth clubs. That's good.
I love him. I love him. If you're at home, just make notes because this is brilliant stuff. Honestly, you won't hear more honest, from the heart
Exactly,
stuff
opinions.
than this. This is great. Go on.
This is not pre-planned. These are your direct responses now.
Oh,
as you hear these.
I promise you, Carl did not know what we were going to do. He never knows what we're going to do, and he always answers honestly. That is the beauty of Carl.
What is
it's
your
not
view-
an act.
What is your view, Carl, on New York's former mayor becoming Sir Rudy Giuliani? Sir Rudy Giuliani.
Is he happy with it?
He appears to be pleased with it.
Let it go ahead.
Fair enough. Okay.
Go ahead. Oh, he's genius.
Okay.
Is he happy with it? He's like your nan.
Yeah, yeah.
Is-
What do you make of Michael Greco's character Beppe being axed from EastEnders? Problem for you?
The whole soap thing. What's it's back in Coronation Street, isn't she? What's her name?
Who?
Bet
Bet.
Lynn's. She
yeah.
thought she'd go off and be a bigger star.
Yeah.
All went wrong, and now she's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always happens, doesn't it?
Beppy will be back.
Yeah.
No one really cares.
Sure, sure.
What
And the
was,
final
what was the
one.
van reply? What was the guy?
The White Van Man says, obviously they feel the character has run his course, but I think he's a pretty good actor and I can't understand why. So, I mean, obviously there's a White Van Man there who's also got an opinion on script
The
development.
through line, yeah.
Like the narrative through line of soap opera.
The 12-week narrative, the arc really shows
It's
itself
just
up.
the two last ones I want your opinion on here. What do you make of a cat that's been cloned in a secret 2.5 million research project?
To find out what?
If
What,
they
to
can
clone
clone
it?
cats, yeah.
Have they had to hurt it?
Sorry?
Have they had to sort of hurt it to do that?
Have they had to hurt it?
Yeah, or is it just scraping its tongue for some stuff?
I
No.
think the cat's fine. The point is that they're cloning another creature, which is potentially very dangerous. Have you seen that film where they bring Hitler back?
That cat, what if that cat turned out to be a world dictator?
Exactly. What do you reckon of
No.
cloning generally, Carl? You concerned about it?
When they're cloning for organs,
I
you know,
don't
they grow them for the, you know.
Do you know what cloning means?
Yeah, it's when you like make something else. That's the same, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's not going to do any harm.
Okay. And
Great.
and finally,
When you on the World Council.
yeah, yeah. Finally, what do you make of some city workers who were caught bonking in the glass lifts of the Lloyd's building?
What do I make of it?
Yeah. Is that a problem for you? Do you think that's unprofessional?
Was it the lunch break or?
I think it was lunch break.
It
Yeah.
was their own.
All right.
It's their own time. I think fair enough. It only takes 45 seconds to go from the bottom to the top. Is that a problem? They moved quickly. They acted, you know, on instinct. You think fair enough if that's their natural instincts and they're both consenting? You think fine?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks very much, Carl.
Thanks
Alright.
very much, Carl.
Carl,
Right,
we'll have
Steve,
more of Carl's world-weary opinions next time on the show. Listen, I want to play a track that I love. Nick, if that's all right.
I can't wait for this track. It's by a great band. Just going to do before Steve does this. Coming up, we're going to give away a great game. I'm sort of clearing out my flat. We're tidying out, and then we've got a lot of junk there. And we're going to give away a great game coming up. You've seen it, Steve. You're excited.
I'm looking forward to that.
Look
It's a board
forward to
game,
that.
is
It's a
it?
board game that we're all going to sign. It's going to be
Brilliant.
signed by Jerv Smirch, KP the K-Man. So
From-
you could win that.
The classic album Copper Blue by Sugar. Listening to it again recently, reminded how good it was.
Yeah.
This is the track Hoover Dam. Play it.
Can't stop growing.
Placebo. This picture on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
Right.
So you've been educated there, haven't you? The
Yeah, it's
Trojan
all right.
horse.
Yeah.
The Trojan horse. And that's, of course, where the phrase, beware Greeks bearing gifts, comes from.
Silence again.
Yeah. You ever heard of that one?
Go on. What's that again?
Beware Greeks bearing gifts.
Right.
What do you think that means?
I don't know. I mean, what is that? Is that used worldwide or what? Will he say that in Greece as well, or? Because imagine Christmas Day is rubbish.
No, it doesn't actually mean beware of Greeks bearing gifts. It's more to do with, like, maybe it's too good to be true, or, you know. It's the opposite to don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Well, that's probably where it came from as well. Go
Justin
on.
from Southend emailed in. He just said, for the Trojans not to have spotted that it was a trick, they must have been the biggest bunch of moronic, ever to have walked the earth. Does Karl have any Trojan in him by any chance?
Cheeky, innit?
Eh?
What?
Never mind. I think that probably proves it.
I thought of another one I like as well. I was saying, you may as well be hung for a sheep as a lamb.
I've never heard, I don't think I've heard that. I have heard, but I don't think I've ever used it in common parlance.
Well, it's like, if you're going to do something, you know, you might as well go the whole hog, depending on the outcome. Because it's based on reality, that's why I like it. Because, obviously, the poor people used to poach, and if they were caught stealing, you know, a sheep or anything, they would be hung. So, if you're going to get caught, don't steal a lamb, you know, at least feed your family for a few weeks.
Right, sure.
Kill a sheep.
Yeah.
Actually hung for killing a sheep.
Oh. Your dad would be in trouble, down in Wales, stealing stuff from that, from that phone box.
Well, he has a couple of sayings, right?
Your father?
Yeah, I've never asked him what they mean.
Why would you? Ask
What-
Suzanne.
One is, don't try and teach your granny to suck eggs.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
That means, it's patronising to, of course I know that. You're talking to someone who knows more about this subject than you.
But how did that happen then? How did that saying come about?
Well, it's not. It's a totally made up thing. It's like your granny sucks eggs, doesn't she? Because she's older than you, and it's probably a lost art or something.
Right. And the other one,
Sucks eggs?
sucks
Yeah.
eggs, yeah.
Sucks eggs. Sorry, I thought you said something else.
Don't nudge your granny when she's shaving.
What?
Sorry.
Don't nudge your granny while she's shaving.
Don't nudge your... Sorry, say
Well,
that
that's-
slower, I can't...
Don't nudge
your granny when she's having a shave.
Well, what is that in context? Because I can't work out what the analogy is there, because that might just be you when you were little, you used to run up to your granny while she was shaving or something.
But what,
As you
why
get-
is your granny shaving?
Well, no, what context is that said in? Tell me the last time your dad ever said that, and I'll try and work out what it means.
Can't remember. I don't
Are
know.
you sure these aren't specific to your granny?
Yeah, I was to say, were you nudging your granny? She was going,
Yeah.
get lost, Carl.
She was shaving off her moustache.
Or giving herself a Brazilian.
That's grotesque. Suck an egg, suck an egg, suck an egg. Try and get that instead.
Oh,
That's yeah.
God. That's made
Yeah,
it
made it
worse.
worse.
Carl's granny sucking eggs. Well, that's... that is
Giving herself
my...
a Brazilian. We've no idea. I don't know what that means. Don't nudge your granny while she's shaving. What,
Yeah.
parmesan?
I don't know. Maybe someone knows. You might be right. Maybe.
Well,
it's the
email
song.
in. Tell us.
Around here, something's going wrong around.
Joe Jackson. Is she really going out with him on XFM? Right. It's the time that most people, I imagine, have been waiting for. Monkey news.
Play the jingle.
Okay. Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news.
Right.
Come on. Come on.
Should be ready, Carl.
That's
we've
amazing,
done-
isn't it? It's like Nicholas Witchell. The bomb. No, that's not the first. Come on!
No, it's always difficult, isn't it, to sort of find something that's good each week, right? Last week we did the chimp.
It is for us, yeah.
We had the chimps who were running a health spa,
Yeah.
right? We've covered the one who nicked a car to go on to Spain
Yep.
to
Wow.
sort his future out.
All shite.
The hairdresser, I think we've done that one, the little monkey hairdresser. This week we're looking at monkeys that they use in. Do you know, like monkeys? They know how like.
I've lost the will to live, Steve.
Oh, well, I don't want to do it. Right?
But, well, come on, just... Come on!
What are monkeys good at?
What are monkeys good at?
Yeah.
Well, running small businesses, cutting people's hair,
they're
and
very
driving
good.
cars.
Yeah, they love Spain.
Oh, and foiling bank robberies.
yeah, they're great.
Well, something else they're good at, right, is like weighing up the situation.
Oh, God!
If you stick them in like a field with loads of like obstacles on it, right, they're good at sort of, yeah, I can get over that, and I climb over that, I'll swing from there to there, that sort of thing, right?
Okay.
So the people in charge of somewhere, I've thought,
Somewhere!
I've thought we can use that skill, right? And what they've done is they've got a load of little monkeys, right? They've given them an IQ test,
Yeah.
and the ones that score above 80, right?
Get to produce this show next week.
Join the army.
Right. How do they join the army and what do they do?
They just what they do is they set little obstacle courses up for them. They do that. They do a cross-country run. They do the IQ
cross-country
test.
run?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then once they've done all that, they make them a little uniform, made to measure little uniform.
Slightly longer arms, shorter legs than usual, yeah.
Yeah. And basically, then they taught how to use a gun and that sort of thing.
Yeah, of course they are. You're talking rubbish again.
This came through literally, you know, pretty late on. So
you've not had a chance to corroborate all the facts as usual.
just have a look.
Right. It's the bit I'm looking for is, well, A, why are they doing it? Why are they doing it?
Yeah.
Why do we need monkeys in the army? And secondly, why are we giving them guns? I'll
Yeah.
just check to see if any of that.
I love
information
that
is
we
answered.
only let gays in recently.
Yeah. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Just have a look.
I can't read it. There's too much pressure.
But it's
I need to
rubbish.
maybe
Just
play
have a.
But it's rubbish. They don't get. It's the way that there are things. There are animal cores, right? There are horses. There are dolphins, sea lions. You know, there are lots and lots of animals in the army, but they don't have to pass an obstacle test as such, and they're not taught to fire guns.
We'll
You've
see.
straight away assumed that there's going to be loads of squads of men, and then just one little monkey in the middle. Like, you know, he came second on the test. He's in, boys.
What do you think, Steve? You've read it?
Well, as ever, Carl, this is an arbitrary email sent by one of our listeners. You know what Ricky and I think of them. and so we're not really basing this on hard evidence. We're basing it on the ramblings of one of our listeners.
Rubbish. Once again, lazy, rubbish, uncorroborated, nonsense. The stupid test that you got wrong.
Rick, that sounds like monkey news to me.